Here with Tennessee star Grant Williams, who is now beginning a busy week of draft combine prep. Grant, thanks for coming in and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You had a great season this year, and you competed for the National Player of the Year with players like Zion Williamson, and really had a great year. Where do you see yourself in this draft class, and do you feel like a little bit of the lack of respect you've kind of gotten over the season really has propelled you and motivated you?
It's always been a motivation my entire career. I've never been the guy that's one of those top players, quote unquote, because guys just overlook me or they don't believe that my game translates, and feel like there's a lot more to me, not just in my game, but as a person as well. So I've always used it as motivation and understood that I was never like a top recruit. I was never a top 100 guy. I was always a guy who was overlooked. So that's how I'm going to play my whole entire career.
Did it make you feel a certain way, though, when obviously you were having the season you had, Tennessee was having the season they had, and people were still talking about Zion or RJ and some of these top guys?
It's part of life. That's why I say you can't control what people say. You can't control how people react to things. So you just have to control what you can control. And that was me giving all my effort to every game and understanding that the passion I bring to the game I love is what really matters.
So where do you see yourself in this draft class? Obviously, you're a guy in today's NBA. You know, versatility is so important. A guy that can play the 3, the 4, the 5. Do you see yourself as that mold of player?
No doubt. I definitely feel like I'm a versatile guy. I'm a guy who will do whatever the coach asks and put me in a position and I'm going to be effective. Whether that's as a defender, as a rebounder, as a scorer, I feel like I can translate at any level. And then I feel like in this draft class, there's a lot of talented players, but I feel like I'm one of the ones that separate themselves as well.
When you look at your game at the next level, what do you see? Is there a position you've identified? Is there a type of player that you watch right now that you want to emulate?
I love how guys like PJ Tucker, Draymond, I love how Kawhi plays. Kawhi's my favorite player. The shot he made last night kind of had me jumping out of my seat, but the fact that those guys were considered foremen and post players in college, and they were considered those guys who were dominant at what they do, and then they translated to be more on the perimeter and defending, as well as with Kawhi expanded his offensive game. So those are the guys I'm trying to emulate. Those are the guys who I can see myself trying to be when I play at the next level, because offensively, I feel like it's kind of like a little bit of different everything. If you compare me to PJ Tucker, I say PJ is a little bit better of a defender than I am at this point in time, but I feel like I shoot the ball a little bit better than he does. And then similar to Draymond, and Kawhi is just he's probably a top 3 player in the league right now, so you can't really say you compare until you work pretty hard.
No question. What are the areas in your game that you focused in on? Is it weightlifting? Is it shooting threes? What have you focused in on this pre-draft process?
This pre-draft process, really, I'm just focusing on my lateral quickness. I'm working with P3 and the guys there, so that was our target, to work on my ability to move and ability to be lighter on my feet, because that's what's going to allow me to separate myself moving into this process. But because offensively, I felt like that I had a little bit of game on the inside, as well as through stretching out to the perimeter. I can shoot the ball better than many people think, and defending was the biggest thing that I wanted to focus on. That's something that throughout my career I'm going to focus on, because I feel like that's what the league is nowadays. If you can defend, you can stay.
Right. So if everything goes as planned here as you test the waters, is the plan to stay in this draft?
Yeah, for sure. If I'm in a different position than many guys are, just because I've done so much in the past 3 years that I've been at Tennessee, and I was fortunate to have a lot of great people around me and be in a great environment. So the reason why I was testing the waters is because it's a legacy that I have in college basketball, and to be able to add to the legacy is always going to be there. However, I do feel like I'm confident and ready enough to go right now, and it's just a matter of how this week goes, and I'll probably make that decision after this week and announce it to the world.
Awesome. Grant, appreciate you taking the time, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.